Hello and welcome to Scotty Hall on YouTube. Have you ever heard something that just seems like it is so ridiculous that you cannot believe that you heard it come out of a human being's mouth? I'm going to get to it in a second. There's a lot of things I'm going to get to in this video, but the perception is that I need to address something that is happening right at this second, right at this moment, right at this time. And I really need to get my voice out there about it and how ridiculous and just absurd this notion is, and this just really, no, it will never work. The thing that I am speaking of is that there's this certain thing going around YouTube right now that they're starting this petition that they think that they can change the outcome of how the WWE runs its business. And they think just because they have a complete hatred for one specific wrestler, that if they do this and they try to prove a point, that it will send a message to the WWE. So I'm going to get started with this. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life, and a couple channels have talked about it. They want us to pay money for a ticket to go see WWE live. And when this certain wrestler, the face of the company, comes out to the ring, turn around and walk out the arena to make a statement to John Cena. They want us to give up our hard-earned money that we paid for, and probably taking our kids and somebody in our family too, and get up and just walk out of the arena and not even care, just to make a statement that they are sick of John Cena. But the people that are sick of him are very few and far between, because honestly, if you have a love for wrestling, you may not like a character, but you will tolerate him. It doesn't matter how bad it is. It doesn't matter how bad it gets, because obviously you are still watching for some reason to even be there live. Now, to follow up on this and kind of dissect it from a viewpoint of a non-traditional wrestling fan that just showed up with the family or something, they're going to be sitting here while John Cena comes out, and they're going to be saying, well, why is everybody getting up and walking out? I mean, they're stupid. Why would they waste this much money and then just walk out? Where's everybody going? You know, this is ridiculous. That's what they would be thinking. And the question I have is that if you have a few people that have so much hatred for somebody that they would turn their backs on the wrestling business in general, the fact is that we're all there for wrestling anyway. So what does it matter if somebody that just so happens that we do not like just so happens to come out? So we're supposed to turn our back and walk away and just give up on it and not support wrestling and not support the WWE, because honestly, you have to think, what would it accomplish really? They're still making money. You don't understand. Why would they care that you walked out and wasted your money to come see their show when they have already put it in their billfold? They've already got the money for your ticket. It doesn't matter if you walk out, if the next state walks out, if the next state walks out, if the next country walks out. They will be back next month watching the same thing, just like they've been watching for 6 years, the same old thing. And it's never changed yet, so why should it change now? Something's obviously working for them to actually put people in the seats. I know it's not as good as it used to be, and you need to stop hanging on to it because it's not going to come back. It's not. It's just not the time for it. It's not the time. You got people blowing up people at schools and shooting people. They're not going to sit there and hit people with chairs and stuff. It is wrestling, but it is wrestling. They're not doing that in the Olympics. I mean, I don't understand why people can't just get behind wrestling and try to make a difference. We're not making a difference by walking out on it. So basically, to sum all this up and to just really put it all out there for everybody to understand, these people on here are wanting us to take a stand for them, for their purpose, for what they want to see happen, so that they can get people talking, and just like everybody else, they want to be able to report on it. They want to actually have something to say that they started and planted the seeds for the ideas. That's all they want to do, is be able to report on it and say that they came up with it, because their egos are so big that they would waste their money. They would throw it and just burn it. Why don't they donate that money? If they hate it so bad, what are they doing there in the first place? It doesn't matter if one human being can make a difference to make you so sick. From the opening promo, the face of the company, the world heavyweight champion at this moment, is supposed to make you want to get up, walk out of your seat, waste your money, tell all your friends how hateful you are and spiteful, and just despise this human being, that you are causing so much harm to the social, just every morale that you could think of, because of your hatred of one scripted human being. I don't even know how to even tell you how ridiculous and how just hate-filled you are for this human being. I mean, he is booked this way. That's why you see him this way. That's why he's around. That's why he's still here. I don't understand. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of him, if you're not. It doesn't matter. Cena sells merchandise. Cena sells tickets. Cena sells everything. And as long as the kids love him, it doesn't matter what adults think. As long as they're buying their little kids C-Nation shirts and their kids are doing this, that's all that matters. You're not going to change the world. You're not going to stop it, and you're not going to do it. You might as well just quit wrestling talk and go away and just decide that you don't want to do it no more. Because if you hate it that bad, we honestly just can't stand to hear you even talk about it. I just want you to know that. You really are a spiteful, hateful human being for saying this stuff. And I hope you realize the error of your ways before it's too late. Because when you get caught up in this stuff, it's hard to dig your way out. And just remember, when you turn back and you walk out, you can't see them anyway. So thank you. And one more quick little point. I don't know when it has gotten on this point of YouTube to where we can't honestly have our own opinions, and we cannot have our own just viewpoints and stick out from the rest of the crowd, because people try to hold people down. People try to censor people. As long as you're not attacking somebody and you're giving your honest opinion without hate-filled, just rage and just pitiful things that you would do to a human being. And it's all about the censorship. Why would people why would they censor somebody? I don't understand. Your opinion is all you have in the end. Why not make that and take that and make it something good and let people have a voice? Because if you censor people, if you just keep them down for so long, they're eventually going to rise when they get enough people behind them, and they get enough. You can't stop it. You can only censor people so long before the voice comes out in the end anyway. You cannot do this to people. You can't. And it's a not. And when did this become a platform that you could not voice your opinion on? And if you trade somebody a view, you should be able to comment on that video, regardless whether they like it or not. But the point is that as long as they're not attacking, and as long as they're not saying something harmful, and they're talking about the content in the video that they viewed and sit through, then they should be able to comment on it. And all these things that's talking about people dethroning people and people that just trying to take people off of YouTube and things like this, I don't understand why we can't coexist and why we can't have our same viewpoints that we should have about good things, instead of hating all these people, instead of hating on each other, instead of flagging people and just ridiculous things. This is just a stupid concept. This is just ridiculous, and I hope that everybody can change with the times. It's time to take this to the next level. I want to thank y'all for watching. Remember, we all have a video camera, we all have internet, and we all have an opinion.